Jersey Mike's Arena at Rutgers. We start a quadruple header of games featuring some of the top high school talent in the nation. In Game 1, it's the Life Center Academy Warriors taking on future Rutgers Scarlet Knight Gavin Griffiths and the Kingsford-Oxwood Wyverns. The start of the battle in New Jersey is next. And welcome inside Jersey Mike's Arena in Piscataway for the start of a quadruple header today. It is the Kingswood-Oxwood Wyverns and the Life Center Academy Warriors in Game 1 from Piscataway. Alongside the coach, Book Richardson, I'm Justin Galanti, thrilled to be with you. And Coach, what a great event we're going to have today. A lot of top-tier talent is going to be on this floor, and in Game 1, none different. And maybe a player that these fans in Piscataway are excited to see more than any other is Gavin Griffiths from Kingswood-Oxwood. He is the second highest rated recruit in the history of Rutgers. He's going to be playing for Steve Peichel on this floor next year, but he makes his debut at Rutgers today. What do you think we can expect out of him?
I think you're going to see a long, wiry, athletic guy who's working hard. But I wanted to go back, Justin. When you said quadruple, that's 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I didn't want my math to escape me. That's 4. So that means 4 games. Okay, got it.
Yeah, we're going to be here all afternoon. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, well, what a stage for these kids, right, to get to play here on the floor at Rutgers, a Big Ten school. Obviously, one of these guys is going to be playing right here next year. But for the rest of them, aspirations to play at levels like this, a number of Division I prospects on both of these teams. I mean, what do you tell them as a coach going into a game like this? Because I'm sure everybody wants to play well and prove themselves and make a name for themselves.
You tell them, be yourself. Who are we in practice? Who are you every day? This game doesn't change who you are. It doesn't signify that you're a better or worse player. Shoot from the lines that you shoot from in practice. That's the biggest thing. My time as a college coach for a very long time, we would go into an NBA arena, and the guys would shoot from the NBA line. So, you always tell them, shoot from the line that you shoot from. It's not a 3.5, the shot isn't worth 3.5 points. It's worth 3. Do the same things that you do every single day, and you'll get the same results. If you start doing different things, you'll get different results.
Well, we're going to have some good crowds in the arena here today. And Game 1 is coming up around the corner. Kingswood-Oxwood, a program out of West Hartford. You see some of these players to watch. We mentioned Griffiths, but also a couple other interesting guards in Randon Bear and Chase Fountain, who they feel really excited about not only scoring the basketball, but what they can do on the defensive end of the floor.
I tell you what, if Radin can do a great job of running the show, if he can do a great job of getting them into offense and also being selfish enough when he's open to score the basketball, they're going to have great success tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And on the Life Center Academy side, they are unfortunately going to be without one of the players everybody's really excited about, the freshman Altariq Reevy, 6'9", who is injured and not going to play today. But still an exciting group that's off to a very good start to their season. And we talked to their coaching staff prior to the game today, and number one on their scouting report is Griffiths, as you might guess. When you go into a game and there's a clear number one on the other team, how does that affect your defensive strategy to try and maybe take him away? Or is the strategy, all right, he's going to get his, let's prevent everyone else from kind of going off?
I think you have to go with the strategy of what you are, who you are, what you emphasize. And if that's your strategy going into the game, then that's what you're going to do. I think as a coach, you got to just say, I'm doing everything in my power to win this game. This game right here is important because we're playing.
Well, Kingsford-Oxwood, led by Brad Seaman, their head coach, and he told me their AD, Josh Balabook, wanted a shout-out. He's a Michigan man, so we were supposed to give him a little flack that his star, Gavin Griffiths, is going to Rutgers in the Big Ten instead of Michigan. Steve Peichel getting that commit, maybe instead of Jawan Howard. And on the Life Center side, they're led by Keith Brown, and both these teams really excited to get out on this floor today and make a name for themselves as a program, the individuals as well, and hope to have a lot of success, nice crowd, and this is going to be a lot of fun today. 4 games coming up right here on SUV.tv and HBCU League Pass Plus. Going to have a couple old New York City, New Jersey rivalries coming up later this afternoon. But for now, we will listen in to our national anthem.
What is the big league? Go. Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode is the big league.
This game is presented by HBCU League Pass Plus. 24/7 live and on-demand coverage of your favorite HBCU sports. Try it for free now by downloading the HBCU League Pass Plus app.
Humbug. I can barely get reception.
'Tis the season to switch to Verizon. You get a free 5G phone when you do.
Get a free 5G phone, plus a tablet, smartwatch, and earbuds, all on us. That's up to $2,100 in value.
Wow.
Act now. This offer won't last long.
Back inside Jersey Mike's Arena, known as the Rack, here at Rutgers, one of the great environments for college basketball. And today it plays stage for the battle in New Jersey. Game 1 between Kingswood-Oxwood and Life Center Academy. And the starting lineups being announced here. Life Center Academy with Reggie Dillard, Keith Brown Jr., Bryce Butler, Daniel Gospodanov, and Mo Fay as their starting 5. It's not the biggest team in the world, but Gospodanov, an intriguing 6'10 senior who is going to patrol the paint today for Life Center Academy. And then on the other side for the Wyverns from Kingswood-Oxwood, Randon Bear, Esco Green, DJ Biggins, Gavin Griffiths, and Chuck Hare going to be the starting 5 for head coach Brad Seaman. Again, this program out of West Hartford, Connecticut. And Griffiths, one of the best players, maybe the best player to come out of this program. And his coach said, you know, I think Gavin dreamed about playing on this floor 100 times, but last night he really dreamed about performing for the first time at his future home. Coach, there were 4 or 5 articles literally written yesterday about this kid playing here for the first time. I mean, Rutgers has really stepped up as a program over the last couple of years under Steve Peichel, and getting him is a big win in a recruiting battle, and things just seem to be on the up and up here, and getting a chance to look at him today. A lot of Rutgers fans have made the trip.
I tell you what, anytime you have an opportunity as a young player to play in front of your home crowd, your future home crowd. You know, Coach Peichel has done a tremendous job, not only just in terms of recruiting, but setting a culture here of winning, of getting to the tournament, of doing well in the Big Ten, and making anyone that tries to come into the state of New Jersey to recruit, they've made it really difficult to just say, hey, you're going to come in and you're going to get our best players. He's done a great job of closing the gates, so to say.
Well, on the tap here to start things off in the first quarter, Gospodanov for Life Center. And that man, Gavin Griffiths, who was warming up in his Rutgers shooting shirt prior to the game today, letting everyone know. And we're going to get underway here in Game 1 of the battle in New Jersey. Tap 1 back, and first possession will go to Life Center Academy. 35-second shot clock here in the 8-minute quarters. We start Game 1. This is Bryce Butler, a 3 in the corner for Keith Brown Jr., no good. Gospodanov on the stick back is short, and the rebound taken by Kingsford-Oxwood.
That's going to be key to keep these guys off of the offensive glass. So at that point, if you keep them off the offensive glass, you can rebound and you can play in transition.
Griffiths leaning in from the elbow, can't finish. Gospodanov is fouled over the top by Hare. That's the first against the 6'10 junior, who is the second leading rebounder for the Wyverns behind Griffiths.
I think that one was a force just to kind of get the jitters out, get that first shot up. I'm not sure if that's the shot that he wanted, but you know what? I tell you what, I'd much rather be able to rebound a bad shot than a turnover. So.
And a moving screen will send things back the other way against Gospodanov. Two 6'10 guys going at it in the paint, and that's going to be a big matchup in this game. You know, both teams have a legit center, but Kingsford-Oxford's a little bigger at the wing positions, and especially with Griffiths, who averages about 11 rebounds a game through the first 8 so far this season. Here he is once again.
Great
Good
pass.
bounce pass for Hare, and the foul.
Now, again, you talk about playing their brand of basketball. He's simple side ball screen, pick and roll action, rim runner, great bounce pass. Again, showing his skill, but not only showing the fact that, hey, I can score, I can make other people better. That's going to be one of his many gifts when he shows up to Rutgers.
Hare can't complete the three-point play. And it's interesting because as we look in the corner there, and Steve Peichel, the head coach for Rutgers, is walking in right now. So I don't think he got to see that pass, but he'll see the rest of the game for his prize recruit.
So someone will alert him that he made a big-time pass.
Shot was no good there from Butler.
Transition.
Griffiths kicks this one out. Three-pointer is no good, and the rebound down to Mo Fay.
But again, a very willing passer. Very good basketball player, great insight. It's great. It's interesting to see him on the perimeter defending.
Drive inside by Dillard, floater short, and Griffiths has the rebound. Looks like both these teams really want to get out and run quickly.
Yeah. You see in transition, these guys are getting to their spots. They're getting to the slots, they're getting to the great cut. Great move. Again, the difference between that shot and the first shot was a little forced. This one, he caught it in the flow of the offense. He caught it in stride, and you know what? He curled, made a simple move. By the way, 2 points.
And, Coach, don't you think that first shot set up the second one right? He took 100%. The shot from the elbow, then he has the ball fake that gets him a layup.
And again, it wasn't forced. He took his time. And, by the way, that's who he is every day in practice.
Gospodanov with the right hand gets the roll, and that gets Life Center Academy on the board.
It's a big-time move. Jump hook over his left shoulder. Here's the thing with young big guys. You got to make sure defensively you don't let him post up 2 feet in the paint. You got to do your work early because it'll be a long night. Wow.
Griffiths.
When it left his hands, that's why I said, wow, I knew that was in.
He hits the three. 5 points and an assist already for him.
But, again, guess what? He's slowing down. He's allowing that game to come to him. Again, I go back to the first shot. It was rushed. Now he's just taking his time. Maybe he knows his coach. Maybe he knows his college coach is here.
Keith Brown Jr., and it's stolen away by Griffiths. Wyverns want to run. Outlet in front for Bear. Rejected at the rim. What a block by Reggie Dillard.
I guess Reg wanted to make sure I noticed him because I don't know. I don't have the greatest eyes, but that looked. I thought that was clean. I would let that one go. I
thought it was clean too. They do give the 2 shots coming to Randon Bear. Kingswood-Oxford's second leading scorer at 15 points a game. He's a big-time football player, Coach. He's a receiver and a quarterback. Had 800 yards and 8 touchdowns receiving. He had 5 interceptions as a defensive back for Kingswood-Oxford, and doing it on the hardwood as well. He hits 2 free throws, and a good start to this game for KO, up 7 points already.
Yeah, and like I said, the team who's more themselves, they're going to be comfortable. They'll find a way to will their. Wow, that's a heck of a move.
That's Bryce Butler getting right to the rim.
Either I can say that's a heck of a move offensively, or defensively I can say that was really bad defense. I'll say that was a heck of an offensive move.
Always keep the glass half full, I guess, right?
No doubt.
Griffiths into the paint, over a couple of defenders, left it short.
But a great shot. He got to his spot, rose up. He missed the shot. That had nothing to do with the defense. I would like to say offensively, he left that short shot. He left that shot short, excuse me.
This is Dillard once again. Into the paint for Gospodanov.
But as you can see, look, he's making him catch it out further. He's not letting him catch it 10 feet from the paint and turn and drop step. He's making him catching 12. Look at the transition.
Outlet.
Great job.
Chuck Hare left it short, went for the dunk. Griffiths fighting for the loose ball, gets it back.
Another
second chance, and the three
assist.
is good. And a timeout taken by Life Center Academy as Randon Bear knocks down the triple. He has 5, and it's a 12-4 lead. And you take a look at the three all the way behind the college arc. And how about Griffiths again, keeping that play alive?
But think about this. The credit for a three-point shot, the best time to shoot a three is in transition, one, or off an offensive rebound where people are scrambling. Guess who got the offensive rebound? Guess who got the assist? So I think we talk about at times watching Griffith, watching him score the basketball, but just in terms of an IQ, from an IQ standpoint, that offensive rebound, he never looked at the rim. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but he knew I had a guy in the slot wide open for a three. Man, uncontested. It was like it was a game of horse, and he knocked it down.
And you watch Griffiths play for not even 5 minutes now, less than 4.5. And you can imagine how much pressure's on the kid coming into this specific building in this game. And he's just been really impressive in all aspects.
I tell you, when you look at his size and his mobility, you know, he's catching it and he's facing up. But again, that shot right there, it tells you who he is. Watch how it slows down. Just over the course of the game, just watch how everything slows down for him. And he's going to, and I tell you what, he's going to have an opportunity to dominate if he continues this play, especially when he's doing the other things other than scoring. He's offensive rebounding, he's defending. Again, and he's pushing in transition, he's defensive rebounding.
You can see at 6'8", right, he has the height, he has the length, and a projectable body to, once he gets in the weight room here at Rutgers, be somebody that Big Ten schools are going to worry about.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. He looks the part now. He's playing, I mean, like you watch him switch. He did a good job. Watch him battle to offensive rebound. And again, the catalyst, right? Look at this. Look at watching him.
Inside, it's Griffiths. Hesitates and throws it down.
But that started because he blocked out early. He got a defensive rebound. He pushed in transition. He threw the ball ahead. So guess what? The defense had to get back. They threw it back to him. And guess what? The ball usually that ball is a positive sphere of energy, man. If you're playing the right way, it'll find you.
It's a big shot for Keith Brown Jr. to stop the run. Quickly back the other way, though. Another three for Griffiths is good. 10 points already for Gavin Griffiths.
Hey, Gav, you got our attention. Hey, Gav, I'm sorry I said that first one was a force. I'm sorry about that.
Well, you said he was just trying to get the nerves out.
He got him out all right.
10 points in the first quarter. Loose ball and another turnover. Esco Green driving to the rim, can't finish, and Dillard has the rebound.
Transition defense.
Chase Fountain for three. Left it short. You feel like the shots are a little quick at all? There's a nice play there by Brown to keep the play alive. Gospodanov, good feed for Dillard, missed the layup.
I tell you, I think like right now, guys are being sped up. You have to slow down. Like right now, find your man. Make sure you're in help. Make sure you're steady. There's a shot clock. That's really good defense. But guess what?
Oh, how about
better
the step
offense
through? Can't finish though. Fountain wanting to run, and he lays it in. Nice move by Chase Fountain. Or I should say Bryce Butler for Life Center Academy. Back the other way quickly, lefty layup, good, plus the foul.
Again, you talk about transition defense, right? You score a layup on the other end with no passes. 4 to 5 dribbles at the rim and one. That can't happen. I don't care what your defensive philosophy is. That just can't happen. You got to make sure that you just scored. You scored a 2-point field goal. No one passed it like that. That's just unacceptable. But I would just say this: that's an incredible offensive play, one-on-one down the middle, left-hand finish like that. You can tell there's a level of athleticism. You know, there's a boost that he has that no one else has.
Well, we mentioned Griffiths a lot. He has 10 points, but 8 already for Randon Bear. And Kingsford-Oxwood up by 11 points. Keith Brown Jr., big-time shooter, good feet inside, and it's an easy layup for Gospodanov.
But again, they're matching up. It's like, find your, look at this.
Griffiths gives this up. Jump shot is way off there from Dalton Grant, and it'll go back the other way. You mentioned, this offense for Kingswood-Oxford. What stands out, at least to me so far, is made basket, turnover, missed basket. They want to run no matter what happens.
Again, Kingswood, I'm just looking at their tenacity. I'm looking at Kingswood-Oxford. I'm looking at their tenacity. Right now, they're the more hungrier. They're the more aggressive team. They're the team that believes in their style way more than Life Center's. Like, Life Center's trying to figure it out, and it's like a boxing match. They're trying to get through the first couple of rounds without getting knocked out. And I would say they better start hitting back. They better start hitting back because right now I'm looking for them to try to run some offense. But again, like they're being sped up. Look at the shots, that they're settling for.
Gospodanov can't hit the three. And DJ Biggins gets it out to Griffiths. Pull up, triple is money.
Transition defense. Look at the three that Life Center shot versus Kingswood-Oxford. And I'm talking from a team standpoint. The two 3-point shots, two guys 6'7" and better. What was the difference? One shot it under duress, one shot and no one clearly guarding them. So again, it's transition defense, and that's going to come down. Like if you can't stop someone in transition, if you can't make the game 5-on-5, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night for Life Center if they don't make that game 5-on-5.
Inbound pass, Keith Brown Jr. struggling a bit with his shot here in the first quarter, but a foul on the rebounding action underneath, and it'll stay with Life Center with the shot clock turned off and 15.9 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Great call, but as you saw the same thing I saw, it was a 3-on-1 run out.
Yes, it was. And we've seen that quite a bit here in the first quarter.
Yeah.
See if Life Center holds for one this time or elects to take another quick shot. Butler into the paint. Good ball movement. Manny Roach lays it in. Back to a 10-point game.
I'm not sure that they had any idea of, the time. Look at the shot they gave up.
It's short for Bear, and that will end the first quarter from Jersey Mike's Arena. A very impressive start for Kingswood-Oxford and their star, Gavin Griffiths. And at the end of one, it's a 10-point lead for the Wyverns.
When you see the future, defy it. When you see all of the infinite possibilities, free them from the wildest parts of your imagination. Raise the bar and exceed it. Make the road ahead by being the muse and the maker, by making this journey legendary.
23-13 lead for Kingswood-Oxford over Life Center Academy as we start the second quarter. Justin Galanti, Book Richardson, glad to be with you here on SUV.tv and HBCU League Pass Plus. Impressive first quarter from Gavin Griffiths and the Wyverns. And they're looking to add to the lead here, but the layup missed. Offensive rebound, and Gospodanov gets the rebound. But, Coach, you think the transition game is going to be super important the rest of the way. Here's a quick shot the other way that's short. Gospodanov on the tap back can't hit. But, this lead was built by Kingswood-Oxford running out off makes and misses, and you feel like that's how Life Center's either going to get back in the game or not get back in the game.
right now, to give up 23 points, they're on pace for almost 100 points in a high school basketball game, right? 32 minutes.
It's too much.
And when we haven't, again, the runouts.
Esco Green.
The runouts. That's that. If you can't control playing 5-on-5, right, this game is going to get out of hands because you're going to feel compelled to take bad shots. Like, that's a great cut.
And a good pass for Christian Kelly. But
how many threes are you going to take? Now, guys got to get back. They got to stop the ball, match up, point, talk, match up.
DJ Biggins leaves this for Griffiths. A long three, in and out. Every shot he takes looks like it's going to go in.
100%.
Good bounce pass inside. Kelly on a tough catch, works through the double. And the rebound down to Biggins once again, and here come the Wyverns.
There's a run out. There's somebody wide open in the corner.
Instead, Green goes to the rim, and this time he lays it in.
Transition offense versus transition defense. They have to stop the ball. They have to stop the ball. They have to point. They have to talk. They have to match up. They have to make this game 5-on-5. If they want to have an opportunity to win or compete, they have to make sure that they can stop the basketball in transition. They can't he's at the college three before someone stops him.
Griffiths, a step back. Oh, is that pretty?
And again, I'm getting old, and my eyesight may not be what it used to be, but that's how top 50 players in the country look. That's how they act. That's how they work. That's how they score. Again, he's imposed his will. He's the alpha on this court right now.
Brown for three, and he thought he was hit. No call. So, Coach, coming in, Griffiths ranked as the number 60 recruit in the country by 24/7 Sports, but from what you've seen, I mean, you expect his stock to kind of go up here pretty soon.
I would say this. When you watch his progression in college, he's going to be the guy that's going – he's on an upward climb because of how he looks, how he plays, and by the way, his level of aggression on offense and defense. And that's the guy, wow. When you pick a spot, because Coach Peichel, his crew, they're going to develop him. They're going to get him the way he needs to be, and that kid's going to have an opportunity to do something special with basketball after college.
Dillard can't hit.
Run out.
Ball taken by Biggins.
It's 5-on-4. It's 5-on-4. It's 5-on-4.
Biggins to the rim. Nice move. And the lead is up to 16.
I'm not right about a lot of things, but I will definitely say this. Transition defense. You can't come down and play 5-on-4 like you miss a shot. Get back. Get back. The shots that Kingsford-Oxwood are taking versus the shots that Life Center Academy are taking, they pale in comparison. Everything's under duress. It's a step back contested shot. Air ball.
And a rebound to Dillard, who lays it in. How many times does an air ball seem to turn into a layup for the offensive team? Good rejection inside by Gospodinov. It'll stay here.
But look at that shot, right, by Life Center. It's a step back, long two. Kingsford-Oxwood, they are at the rim, underneath out of bounds. Like, again, it's a lob.
Griffiths, the alley-oop!
It's a lob. And part of it, I'm not this guy, like this interstellar being that sees it before it happens, but it's like just defensively, again, another play in transition.
Esco Green lays it home, and Kingsford-Oxwood is up by 18 and running away with this basketball game in the second quarter.
I tell you what, someone didn't get the memo to get back. maybe they think it's a Sunday afternoon, but this is a Thursday afternoon game that you have to compete. Look at him guard. Look at him guard.
Dillard gets around Griffiths and lays it in with the foul.
You know what he said? Hey, coach, you talk about him guarding. I just got by him. I took him, coach.
Reggie Dillard off to a pretty good start.
Yeah.
Here for Life Center. Griffiths with his first foul. Coach, how about this? I mean, we've played a quarter and then more than half the second quarter. You could probably count with less than two hands how many times Kingsford-Oxwood has had to run a half-court set in this game.
I just go back to it. They are playing in transition, and like I said, think about great hands.
That's out of bounds off of Odin Malls.
But think about this. Unselfish. You curl. You're trying to get your teammate involved. You again, they are sharing the basketball.
Dillard driving inside, lays it in, and one again. And again, the foul on Griffiths.
I would say this, and one. Great shot, but no one touched the basketball on that, right? When we talk about running offense, no one touched the basketball. So let me ask you this. It gets a little bit later. That play worked for you in the second quarter. Under a little bit of pressure, will that play work for you later in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter?
And Chuck Hare also was not in the game those last two drives to the rim, the 6'11 center.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's going to be a little bit more, a little bit tougher challenge in the paint. So we'll see how that plays out. But it's back to a 12-point game on a 6-0 run individually by Reggie Dillard.
But again, Reggie's done a tremendous job. And like I said, man, taking nothing away from it at all. Those are tremendous individual plays. But to chip back into this lead, it's going to take some teamwork. It's going to take stops. You have to get some stops on defense. And then you get stops on defense, you have an opportunity to get out and transition on offense. But you can't keep trading baskets with these guys. They're really good. They had a pretty good player. And by the way,
Griffiths for three. A little too long. Another offensive rebound, though, for the Wyverns. Up against two. And Hare on the third opportunity lays it in.
Supreme size. But again, you have to do your work early. I talked about that. I alluded to a little bit earlier. You have to block out. You can't let a guy plant,
Three-pointer is good for Rasheem Yan, who gets his first points. Well, I'm not sure the defense is exactly what Life Center wants at the moment, but as they force the turnover here on a travel, but the offense seems to be getting a little more in rhythm, and they've gotten back in this basketball game.
And they've gotten back because guess what? They're making everyone, one, get back, but two, they're playing half-court defense. They're making them run offense. Kingswood-Oxford has to run offense. They are not dunking. They're not shooting transition. Another three.
There was no good for Gospodinov, but an offensive rebound for Dillard. Bryce Butler trying to get it out of the paint before a 3-second call. And a moving screen will send it back the other way. Foul goes against Mo Fay.
Pretty good call. Push off with his off arm. At least I looked at it from my vantage point, but I've never been a really good official, so if they called it, then that's what it was.
Coach, if Life Center could get this under 10 points by halftime, I think they would feel pretty good based on how this first half went.
I agree with you. They should. But guess what? He did a great job. Instead of letting him catch it at 10 feet, at it, I can't throw it at his feet.
And another turnover. Wyverns want to run, and Randon Bear lost it. Mo Fay lost it. It's a turnover fest, and we're going to have a timeout taken by Brad Seaman for Kingswood-Oxford. I think that was 4 consecutive turnovers in the span of about 8 seconds, so maybe slow things down for a second.
You know what? Right now, I think the team who could settle in, because like we talked about, if Life Center can get this thing to keep it under 10, 8-7 points, man, with everything that happened, the barrage that was put on in the first quarter, I think they'd feel pretty good about themselves going into halftime. Conversely, if they let this thing, kind of get out of hand, man, it's a tougher comeback starting that third quarter down 8 versus 15.
See some of the notes on Gavin Griffiths there. Currently ranked 60th in the class of 2023, second highest recruit for Rutgers in the modern era. You see his numbers on the year, and this kind of stands out, right? I mean, look, this kid is really, really good, and people around Rutgers are excited for him to come next year, but you take a look behind the near side basket, and not only is Steve Peichel sitting there, the head coach, some of his assistants are there, about half the team is there. This is a Thursday afternoon, winter break for those guys. They're about to dive right back into Big Ten play, and they're all taking time to come watch this game. It shows what kind of kid he is and how excited everyone is to have him part of the program next year.
Here's what no one understands. When you watch that, the camaraderie, Coach Peichel and his staff, Coach Knight, I'm looking at those guys, and they're here not because they have to be. They want to be here.
Right.
They're watching. They're wow.
Turnaround shot is short. Another offensive rebound. Biggins trying to fight through, and we're going to have a jump ball. Is Gospodinov met him at the top. Possession arrow will send it back the other way.
Like former head coach, Coach Hobbs, that is a big time staff. And by the way, they're showing support, and they're showing support early, for a young man who I know is going to be able to help him. And I think he's going to be, one of many top 50 guys in the state that come to Rutgers.
Gospodinov didn't get the roll. Hare has the rebound, and we're under a minute to go in the first half. Griffiths has been a little quiet in the second quarter. Leaves this floater short. And Life Center with it. Chance for a 2-for-1 here if they'd like.
But again, that was a great job Life Center has done. They're making Griffin finish over people, right? It's a little bit different when he's going around you. I'm making you finish over us. Now, guess what, man? You're down 9. You get a stop here. You might have an opportunity to get another shot.
Biggins trying to get to the free throw line. Gives it up for Chase Fountain. Hare with the triple. No good. And a chance to cut this to 7 or 6 going into halftime.
That momentum.
Brown. Good pass inside. Dillard right at the end of the first half. And a big-time run from Life Center Academy makes this a 7-point game after the first half.
You think about that. We were talking about them getting ran out the gym, and all they had to do was make adjustments, defensively in transition, but also the half-court set, play 5-on-5, play towards your help. Do not let Griffin go crazy, which you let them do. So, again, kudos to them and just to make sure that they continue to play hard, but also they continue to fight.
Well, a fun first half here in Piscataway. First quarter was all Kingswood-Oxford. Second quarter, all Life Center. We'll be back in just a moment for the second half here in Rutgers.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never, ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
It was always a tradition in the family to play saxophone. My mom was a saxophone player.
I started playing in the 7th grade. It makes me happy to know that he's following my footsteps. I'm really honored.
My mom was taking me on a college tour at Shaw University, and she's like, oh, look, DJ, that's the McDonald's I used to go to. This McDonald's is so important because it ended up being a place where our band members would go to get to know each other outside of the band room.
Oh, you.
It's definitely like our student union.
But with fries.
For our crew to go to that same McDonald's she went to, such a big deal for me. I wouldn't want it any other way.
When you work in IT, complaints are part of the job.
Bill says the coffee's weak today.
But since CDW helped us switch to Mac, everyone's happier. Dan from finance likes getting performance without a big price tag. Phoebe digs the power of the Apple M1 chip. Mac is easy to manage, compatible with all our apps, and came pre-configured by CDW. Now we're even getting compliments.
That was Bill again, says he loves his new Mac. He's right about the coffee.
No.
Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Mode is big league. Go. Playtime mode is big league. Go. Playtime mode is big league. Go. Play.
Welcome back inside Jersey Mike's Arena in Piscataway. A 37-30 lead for Kingswood-Oxford over Life Center Academy. After the first half, Justin Galanti and the coach, Book Richardson, glad to be back with you. Coach, after the first quarter, if you told me we'd be sitting in a 7-point game at halftime, I would have said you were lying, but that's the case. What did Life Center Academy do to get back in the game?
Life Center Academy, they attacked the basket. They didn't settle for three-point shots. And what they did was they got back in defense. They played 5-on-5. They made the game 5-on-5. They didn't give up transition shots. And what they did was they did a much better job of rebounding the basketball.
Gavin Griffiths, the Rutgers commit, had a monster first quarter. It was a little quiet in the second. What do you think he can do to, re-engage himself in this game?
I think what he has to do is he has to say, you know what, I can dominate the game on different levels. I think he has to continue to rebound the basketball and defend. I think he has to be the catalyst on defense to get those guys out in transition. If he can do that, I think his game elevates, but his team elevates. When you talk about that first quarter, right, his first shot, I thought he forced it. After that, everything was slowed down. He was smooth, but he got in transition. He made himself better, but he made his team better.
Well, half number 2 of game 1 of the battle in New Jersey is about to get going here on SUVtv and HBCU League Pass Plus. A 7-point lead for Kingswood-Oxford. See if they can hold off Life Center Academy for 16 minutes of game time. Don't forget, we've got 4 games today. They're all going to be great. After this one, it'll be Christ the King against St. Raymond in a big-time New York City rivalry taking place on the floor here at Rutgers, but still plenty of business to deal with as we get set to start the second half. Starting lineups are on the court for both teams. Good news, I always like saying this, no one's in foul trouble for either team, so we'll see the best players on the court.
Yes.
Which is what you want, right?
That's all you want. You talk about 16 minutes starting right now, 8-minute third quarter, and you're going to, like you said, see the best players playing. They can play free. Hopefully no one picks up any silly fouls. And I think the next 3 minutes, that'll dictate how this third quarter will go, in my humble opinion.
Officials just making sure they're all set at the scorer's table. And it will be Kingswood-Oxford with the basketball to start the second half. Each coach used 1 timeout in the first half, so they both have 3 left to use at their discretion the rest of the way.
Let's see what they come out in man-to-man.
The defensive assignment is for Mo Fay to guard Griffiths. They've been doubling him a bit. See if that continues. Bear from the elbow. That's a difficult shot. And an offensive rebound down. Esco Green on the pull-up. A little too long in the rebound for Fay.
But again, I don't understand why, you're gambling in the half court to do what? You're giving up like these shots. If Life Center just stayed solid, they'd be just fine. But you're gambling, you're giving up these plays, you're giving up offensive rebounds. And what happened was you got a little lucky because, again, they couldn't put a shot in, but you're giving advantages that you don't have to give. You're down 7. Stay solid. Stay solid.
Timeout was taken on the other end of the court with the ball loose on the deck. So now only 2 left for Life Center Academy, but they will maintain possession. Again, the Warriors are playing without their 6'9 freshman Altariq Reevy today, who we were pretty fired up to watch. But it's a little bit of an undersized team, I guess, specifically today. So still putting on a pretty good showing against a very good team in Kingswood-Oxford. You can see Life Center Academy playing its 14th game of the year today. They're 7-2. Kingswood-Oxford, a 6-2 start. New England Prep has them rated number 3 in Class B of New England and number 29 among all teams in New England.
Pretty lofty. It's great competition in the New England area. And when you start to watch these guys, in that area, big, strong, physical, really competitive league.
At the college level, you're starting to see the comeback of some of the programs around here, right? How quickly did Danny Hurley get UConn back to a national contender? Rutgers has gone to the tournament the last 2 years, and they expect to go again this year as the 3 is no good for Fay. So the recruiting battles are not just those traditional old Big East powers anymore. Some of the schools that were down for a couple years, maybe more than a couple years in terms of Rutgers, are starting to step back into the limelight as Chuck Hare gets the second chance points.
I'm telling you, Coach Hurley and his staff, and I mentioned the staffs because they do a tremendous job. And again, to Coach Pikel's guys, they do a tremendous job of identifying talent, but also making sure that they're identifying talent that fits to what they do. And I think that's the key in terms of recruiting. You got to make sure that you have guys that fit to what you do, how you want to play.
Griffith's corner three is good. And the lead back to 12 for Kingswood-Oxford.
And look at the two offensive possessions. You got a layup, and then, you get a wide-open three. The best player on the floor, it's nowhere in the world he should get that shot.
Well, 2-3 zone here for Kingswood-Oxford. 3 for Keith Brown Jr., and he hits. He's a big-time shooter,
Yes.
the 6'3 junior who has struggled a bit today. That's his second three.
I tell you what, he looks – what a pass.
Hare off the feed, no good.
Great hands.
Gets his own rebound and missed again. And Brown was going to let that go out of bounds and says, why don't I take another rebound? It was a 7-point lead at the half. And Kingswood-Oxford now up by 9. Good pass inside, but a block for Griffiths. They do call a foul, though. And it will be free throws coming for Daniel Gospodinov, the 6'10 senior center.
But again, watch the setup, right? Coming off the ball screen. They are running offense now. They're getting easier shots. They're getting shots at the rim. They're getting fouled. They're having opportunities to score, and the clock is stopped. So if they can continue, and here's the thing, if you can just play 5-on-5 and don't gamble, right, you're going to be right there. You're going to be right there at the end to win this thing.
And maybe the most important thing is that Life Center put themselves in a position at halftime that they don't need some massive run
100%.
to get back in the game. They're only down by 8 right now, so stop here, couple buckets, and that's all you need.
But you called it. You called it. If they got that thing down to 7, just think about it. 2-possession game, what a great pass. But
Esco Green and a rebounding foul against Hare. How different does it feel down 7 versus down 13?
No
at
doubt.
halftime?
No doubt. It's demoralizing, and you start to pressure. You take bad shots, or you make bad decisions, and now that it balloons from 13 to 20 versus down 7. Now, guess what? You have an opportunity to get it from 7 to 4. From 4 to 1 or 2. But it's a two. You talk about 2 possessions right now. They're running offense.
Butler looking for an outlet, finds Dillard.
Can't just dribble. There's help. Have a purpose, have a plan.
It's a strong possession, defensive possession here as Kingswood-Oxford went back to man here. And Griffith swallows up that ball and forces the tie-up.
You're spot on. That was one of the best defensive possessions of the game for them, but they stayed solid. They got over ball screens, and I'm figuring that's their philosophy in terms of ball screen defense, and let them to help. And like I said, another 3.
No good at the end of the shot clock, and that will be a shot clock violation as Fay couldn't get it up before the buzzer.
Again, awesome defensive possession.
And how about the way the Wyverns are mixing and matching possession to possession between man and zone?
It's forcing Life Center to one, just think the game. What are they in? How do we execute against what they're in? Wow, great job.
A steal for Dillard. Out in transition, blocked at the rim. DJ Biggins with the swat.
That's a big-time play.
Green back the other way. A 3 from the corner is good. Biggins with the block and the 3, and the lead's back to 11.
I love it. You reward him. Think about this. He made the play on defense, and he sprinted his tail off to the corner. But again, what we talk about transition defense. 5 points in transition.
You can just see there have been a couple possessions where the getting sped up for Life Center Academy from the first quarter has crept back in, and that's why they're back down 13. And a foul on Gospodinov on the moving screen will be a third straight turnover for Life Center Academy.
Just being undisciplined, right? You set a screen, you're down 13, you run something, you try to get a really good shot, you get a great possession, and now you talk about a third straight turnover, and now it's like now you're deflated. Now you got to get a stop.
And now we're sort of talking about that exact same thing from the second quarter as Griffiths goes to the rim, lays it in, and the foul. A big-time move from the future Scarlet Knight.
You can't let him play one-on-one against a guy. You can't let him do it. Either you're going to double him, or if you don't believe in doubling him, you have to deny that. You have to push him out. You can't let him go 2 dribbles, spin, and finish at the rim. He's just too talented. He's a top 50 guy. He's a nationally ranked guy. He's the best player on the court. You can't let him do that.
50-34, the lead for Kingswood-Oxford. Bryce Butler on the pull-up. He's had a nice afternoon.
Yeah, but again, that possession, no one touched the basketball other than him.
Biggins splitting a couple defenders and a jump ball. And it will stay with Kingswood-Oxford. Might have gotten bailed out there as it looked like he was sort of on the verge of traveling, perhaps.
Looked on the verge, but again, I worry defensively. I mean, just look at the shots they're giving up.
It's wide open for Bear, and he hits it.
Look at the shots that they're giving up.
And this is the largest lead of the game for Kingswood-Oxford, up by 17.
They're plus 10 in this quarter.
Good pass inside, and the layup is easy for Christian Kelly.
Plus 8. Think about that in this quarter. It was a 7-point game. Think about this play where DJ gets a steal, right? It's blocked. They come back down, hit a 3. Kingswood-Oxford comes back down, hits a 3. Then a transition at the rim.
Green on the wraparound pass, and that's a shot clock violation. And everybody looks confused. I'm not exactly sure the shot clock reset after the last possession because I don't believe that was 35 seconds.
When you get as old as I am, it could have been. It could have been 35
Lose track
seconds.
of time.
You lose track of time. 35-15, it's the same time.
And they're going to reset the shot clock to 13, and it will stay here with Kingswood-Oxford.
There you go, young fella. Blink your eyes. Guess what? It's 13 seconds.
Yes, sir. It's a big 2:18 here, right, to determine if we're going to have a game here in the fourth quarter, right?
A huge 2:18 because, as we talked about, you want to have an opportunity to try to cut this thing to single digits. Can you do that? Establish some momentum. And like I said, now if you can do a great job on defense.
Esco Green can't finish. Rebound tipped out to Butler, trying to run against Griffiths.
What an awesome job defensively. But again, we talk about transition defense, stopping the basketball.
Brown Jr., his second 3 of the quarter, back to 12.
That thing, I mean.
Life Center Academy just refusing to go away.
That's a bad shot. That's a bad shot. That's probably his first bad shot. You talk about if you run a little bit of offense and you make those guys guard, you're going to get that. You can get that same shot with 1 on the shot clock. And I think especially that's the maturity that you talk about understanding at the next level. When you're trying to put a team away, you can't have that empty possession, especially, if you make them foul, if you make them guard, you'll get what you want.
Good pass inside. Layup was missed, but Griffiths on the putback. Cleaning things up for Odin Malls.
And that's, again, my point. If you make them guard a little bit, you'll get what you want. You're getting shots at the rim. To shoot a step-back 3, side-step 3 right now, that doesn't make sense.
The turnover as Keith Brown Jr. lost it out of bounds. How about the motor you've seen today out of Griffiths?
I tell you what, I've seen Griffiths a lot. But his motor, I'm looking at, he is doing everything that he can do to help this team win. And I say that in terms of making sure that he's the guy that he's rebounding. he's doing things, like I said, from the athletics, on an athletics standpoint, that one, okay.
Free throw line jumper for Fountain's good.
But he's doing everything that, a top 50 guy will play. And I keep saying top 50 because I'm just saying, if there's 49 players in the country better than him, I'd love to see him.
Christian Kelly. And he is fouled with 29 seconds to go.
So you talk about underneath, out of bounds. Can they get something here, right? If not, there's no shot clock. So, it'd be interesting to see what they are going to – it'd be interesting to see what they're going to run underneath, out of bounds.
And Life Center Academy is going to make a sub here and bring Sebron Baker in the game, replacing Christian Kelly.
Coaches talk about watch the elevator. Well, it's a screen. You see the two guards, one guard on each elbow, or fours on each elbow, and you're going to have a guy come up through the middle, probably Keith Brown, come up through the middle, and they're going to close the elevator door.
Let's see what they run here. And they throw it away. Griffiths, another steal. Brandon Bear to the rim. Griffiths on the putback.
But guess what? He got a steal, an offensive rebound, and a basket.
Stuffing the stat sheet at his future home. Manny Roach. Cross court for Brown. And he knocks it down. That's the third three of the quarter for Keith Brown. And it is a 59-44 lead for Kingswood-Oxford at the end of 3 quarters of play. Gavin Griffiths doing it all for the Wyverns. Fourth quarter coming up next on SUVtv.
What is the big league? Go. Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode is the big league.
This game is presented by HBCU League Pass Plus, 24/7 live and on-demand coverage of your favorite HBCU sports. Try it for free now by downloading the HBCU League Pass Plus app.
This McDonald's is so important because it ended up being a place where our band members would go to get to know each other outside of the band room.
You know?
It's definitely like our student union.
But with fries.
Fourth quarter coming up here in the battle in New Jersey. Game 1, Kingswood-Oxford leads Life Center Academy 59-44. Alongside Book Richardson, our entire crew, I'm Justin Galanti. Glad to be with you. And a couple of late baskets got this a little closer for Life Center Academy, but a big-time third quarter for Kingswood-Oxford. Roach hits the three in the corner, and it's back to 12.
And now it looks like they're going to press a little bit, but
Griffiths had it stripped away, kept the ball, though.
It looks like they're trying to press a little bit, but again, I'm just asking them to be solid. And if you're asking, well, what do you mean by be solid? That's solid, right? Keep a guy ahead of you. Keep a guy in front of you. Make sure you're in help and contest open shots. And guess what? You got a hand on a basketball. Good job.
Bryce Butler stops at the elbow, kick out for Roach. His three's long, and
the
Fountain
NBA
has
three.
the board. Yeah, too many of those today probably for Life Center, right?
Too many. Guys get
Griffiths left wide open, and a fortunate break for Life Center that he missed that one.
Yeah, spot on, But again, it's a 12-point game. 7 minutes ago.
Brown stepping into it, can't hit. Griffiths starting the break the other way. Pass for Green was deflected. He gets it right back and jams it.
That's just unacceptable. That's unacceptable transition defense. It's unacceptable. and I hate to say this about kids, and I want to be 100% wrong, but I'm telling you, it looks like they gave up, right? Look like they gave up, and I'm saying there's 6:44 to go. You think of this: if you can beat them 2 points a minute, right, and now you chip away, you make them score, you make them make the right plays. You go on a 10-0 run. You talk about 57-61. You go on a 10-2 run. You know, again, the game is extremely manageable. You know, you go on a 10-2 run, you talk about 63-57. Now the pressure's on them to finish the game out versus, hey, we're trying to hurry up. You have all the momentum. You have everything in the world that's working in your favor versus just you're going to give one of the best players in the country, one of the best players in the state, one of the best players, the best player on the court, you're going to give him a wide-open dunk down the middle.
I can't remember. I don't think I can count on two hands how many times you've said that's too easy for Gavin Griffiths. I mean, he's going to get his. He's going to have a big day probably every day. He averages 25 points a game for a reason, but he's just had too many open shots today.
If he gets his average, make sure he earned it. And you know what? If he gets his average, you just say, hey, you know what? He worked. You tip your hat to him. You did everything in your power to make – you forced him to use his skill. Right now he's showing his skill, but you're not forcing him out of his comfort zone. You're not making him uncomfortable.
Keith Brown Jr. got Spotanov from the corner, can't hit. Roach an offensive rebound. Butler for three. And the ball loose, and it's going to be a third chance for Life Center Academy. It'll be Dillard. Can't hit. A fourth try. The stick back. No good for Butler. Back the other way it comes. Biggins, Griffiths, back for Biggins. Corner three is short. And the rebound taken by Life Center. Just over 6 minutes left, and they're getting to that time down 14. They sort of have to score every trip down if they're not going to get stops.
Look at this. Look again.
Griffiths elevating and finishing through traffic.
Again, my mother always said, if you have nothing good to say, say nothing at all. Well, Mom, I'm going to improvise on that. Transition defense is so poor. So hopefully she's not upset with me. But I'm telling you, they are scoring in such a, I mean, in such a easy way that it's, I don't know what to say. You give it the best, one of the best guys. Look at this.
Travel against Brandon Bear. I'm curious about this, Coach. With Griffiths, he's 6'8", he's super athletic. You watch him play in a high school game, he's awesome every time. What kind of player do you project him to be in college? Because you watch this game, right? He gets a rebound. He's the one bringing the ball up the court as the layup is missed there by Dillard. What kind of player is he going to be in college?
Never gets back. Look, he never gets back. Look, they're playing 5-on-4.
They're
playing
no good.
5-on-4.
And the rebound for Dillard.
In college, I think he has an opportunity, especially here at Rutgers, where I'm telling you, Coach Peichel, they do an incredible job of skill development. And what's going to happen is he's going to get bigger, he's going to get stronger. And we always talk about you are who you can guard.
And he travels. So it's a 12-point game, 4:45 left, and Life Center gets the ball back.
And I wonder, just in terms of what made him pick, what made him pick Rutgers to the point where I know he felt comfortable, where he felt he can get what he needed, where he felt he can make sure that he can develop. And that's the biggest thing. Another three. This is incredible. This is incredible.
You strike me as someone who doesn't love these 70 three-point attempts in a game in the NBA nowadays.
No, I'm fine. I just think you just have to be able to make them. I'm an equal opportunity guy. I just want to make sure that you can make the shot. Don't just shoot it to shoot it. Shoot it to make the shot.
Still only a 12-point game, but it has not been under 10 since very early in the third quarter, and it'll stay that way.
Transition.
Griffiths, no one picked him up, and he gets a layup.
Transition. And again, I'm watching the run out. Someone has to stop the basketball. If no one stops the basketball, they're getting whatever they want at the rim.
Back the other way. Butler is fouled. And 4:02 to go.
But think about run out, 3-on-2 layup. Score here, a foul. But think about they have to score under duress. They're trying to score under duress. And if they continue to stay solid, and I keep going back to that, if you're solid defensively, man, you're going to be just fine.
What's interesting is that Kingswood-Oxford has barely shot any free throws in the game, but you ask me why, and, well, Coach, the answer is they're out ahead of the defense all the time, and it's happening again here. What a layup for Esco Green. That's what they call on command.
Hey, you're really good at this, young fella. You're really good at this.
Butler can't hit. Rebound to Griffiths as Kingswood-Oxford's looking to put this game away. Good hands there, nearly a steal. Green gets it, though, around the rim for Hare. And the lead is 17.
That's a great catch.
Good pass the other way. Layup, no good, but it will be free throws for Reggie Dillard. One of the old sayings in basketball is you can't win a game in the first quarter, you can lose a game in the first quarter. And specifically this game, right? It was 10, 12 points, the differential right away, and it's basically been an even game since then.
Yep.
But that was just too tall of a mountain for Life Center to climb.
Kingswood-Oxford imposed their will early on the game. They made it an up-tempo game. They made it a transition game. And what they did was they did a better job defensively getting back and rebounding and now saying, hey, guess what? We are at – watch the push. And we're going to figure some stuff out offensively where we're getting wide-open shots.
Esco Green left that short. And the rebound was taken there by Gospodinov.
Better pick Keith. Yeah, that's a great job. But again, defensively, he's sitting in the stance. They're switching everything.
Dillard didn't have a shot. Good skip pass, though, for Mo Fay, who hits the three.
That's an incredible job of, guess what? Being unselfish, finding the open man. And that's a three. That's a great three. It went from side to side. Guess what? Someone penetrate, they kick, they ran in, knocked down.
That was honestly one of the best offensive possessions of the game.
Yeah.
Randon Bear loses the defender, left the shot short.
And again, it's a 13-point game. It's 2.5.
Still a little bit of time left. Dillard, his pass was knocked away, but he gets it back. Dillard leaves it for Fay into the corner, and the three short for Keith Brown Jr. So we've talked a ton about Griffiths today, and that's warranted.
3-on-2.
Foul here. And Biggins will shoot you. Who else has stood out to you in this basketball game?
I would like to say the whole team, and again, as a coach, I'm always trying to make sure that when you highlight a team, right, because, again, individual players, everyone knows who everyone is. But, like, I'm watching what they do as a team, and I'm watching big fella here, and I'm saying, well, he didn't have a great offensive game, but you know what he did? He defended, he rebounded, he caught the basketball, and well, Book, he's supposed to do that. That's not an easy thing to do, a task where guys are throwing it at your feet, and I'm saying all of that because we're looking at a 14-point game. There's one player on this court who's plus 14 than everyone else.
2 minutes to go here in game one. Glad you've been with us on SUVtv. Hope you'll be with us the rest of the day. Randon Bear for three.
But again,
around and out.
Transition defense.
Griffiths.
The shots that they're getting. Here's the rationale. In transition, you got guys running to their man. Someone eventually has to stop the ball. If you space this thing, you penetrate, guys are going to run in, you throw out, you're going to get wide open looks. That's one way. If you have a 5-on-4 advantage, a guy shoots a corner three, he falls out of bounds, he never gets back. You're now playing against numbers. You can't let him do this. There you go.
Still plenty of time to shoot. Bear, good drop-off pass for Odin. Mauls, he can't finish. Second opportunity, and he will shoot 2 with 85 seconds to go.
Offensive rebound. Offensive rebound.
How many of those today for Kingswood-Oxford?
That's been a part of their offense, you know, and when you say, well, how do you say that? Well, their offensive rebounds has led to three-point shots, you know, has led to fouls. And what it does, it demoralizes you because you're picking up a foul. You know, you're picking up a foul. And, you know, again, it comes back to that. It demoralizes the whole team. It takes the winds out of your sail because now it's either a foul and a basket or it's a foul and it's putting you on the line. And it's just like, well, you know, what can we do? Almost another one.
Griffiths checks out, presumably for the last time. And he is going to be 1-0 on this floor.
How about that?
His first of what he hopes are a lot of wins at Rutgers. Butler can't finish. Loose ball, and it's taken by Randon Bear, the junior, second leading scorer for Kingswood-Oxford. At 15 a game, he and Griffiths have led the way, and Brad Seaman will take a timeout. You know, I was told, Coach, he's a massive wrestling fan, and you can kind of see it with how tough his team plays, maybe embodying that identity a little bit.
Well, I would definitely say this, whether it's MMA, whether it's wrestling, anything, they embody a toughness, and they impose their will, their toughness on this game today. You know, I think we talk about scoring 71, but giving up 56, you know, that's a pretty good night's work. You know, a 32-minute game.
Remember, they were on pace for almost 100 after the first quarter.
After the first quarter.
23 points in that quarter. Bunch of the reserves in the game here for Kingswood-Oxford, getting a chance to play on this Rutgers floor.
Another offensive rebound.
Trying to close out a win. This is Jacob Joseph. Nearly turned it over. Loose ball and out of bounds off Kingswood-Oxford. With 33.4 to go. Don't forget, our next game will be Christ the King against St. Raymond. That is going to be a heavyweight battle, to say the least, Coach.
Yes, it is. That's going to be an old New York City rivalry. I was a part of that rivalry. Well, I'm not sure how much of a rivalry it was when I was growing up because in 1990, Khalid Reeves and Derek Phelps punished me. They both had 26 apiece. So when you say rivalry, that means
both teams got to win, right?
Yeah, has to be some type of lineage. But over the years, Coach DeCesar, Coach Ballbeliever has done a great job, you know, making these two high schools perennial powerhouses in New York City.
Well, that's going to wrap up game one of the battle in New Jersey. A 71-56 win for Kingswood-Oxford over Life Center Academy. And Gavin Griffiths, the future member of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, leads the way for KO in a knockout against Life Center.
Yes, he did. Gavin, great job. Awesome job.
Well, Coach, that was a lot of fun. We have 3 more to go. And again, the next one, Christ the King and St. Raymond, is coming up next here on SUVtv and HBCU League Pass Plus. For now, we'll say so long for game one for our entire crew. And my partner, Book Richardson, I'm Justin Galanti. One more time, your final. Kingswood-Oxford, 71. Life Center Academy, 56. Thanks so much for watching the battle in New Jersey.